dropshipping on Poshmark has been absolutely exploding as of late. I've been dropshipping on Poshmark for about 2 years now, and ever since I scaled it up, I've been averaging almost $1,000 profit every month on the platform. But since the start of about September, with Q4 demand approaching, my Poshmark sales have been pretty much double. Now, will $2,000 a month make you a millionaire? No. But that amount of money can be life-changing for a lot of people. So in today's video, I'm going to break down how to properly dropship on Poshmark. And I'll give you my entire formula on how I approach this literally from A to Z, so you can replicate exactly what I'm doing and hopefully get similar results. The great thing about dropshipping on Poshmark is that a lot of it can actually be automated with software. And just like dropshipping everywhere else, you don't need to purchase large sums of inventory ahead of time. You only have to purchase products after you get a sale and after you're guaranteed to profit. And you can leverage other people's logistics and inventory. The main issue with drop shipping on Poshmark specifically is that you need to use their shipping labels. But this is both a drawback and also a benefit. Unlike drop shipping on other sites, you can't simply facilitate the transaction remotely by ordering it directly to the customer and then simply giving them the tracking number. You actually need to order it to yourself first and then use the Poshmark label and either drop it off at your local post office in one of those blue bins somewhere along your route, or have your mailman pick it up. And yes, that does add another step in the process, and it actually does add more of your time to the equation. But because of this added step, the dropshipping competition on this website is extremely low. And you can rake in the sales simply because you're competing against other resellers who actually need to have their inventory on hand before they can list it. Whereas you can list thousands of things from other websites that you don't actually have yet. Now, before I give you my exact formula to success for this, I want to make sure that you understand technically dropshipping on Poshmark is against their terms of service. You're not supposed to dropship on the platform. Although, since we are using the Poshmark labels, we really won't run into many issues at all, and we are somewhat abiding by the platform rules, which is to ship out the product from your location yourself with the Poshmark label. So, step one is to list a lot of products. Whenever I say this, I inevitably get people that message me and say they've listed 50 products and gotten no sales. List lots. It's really simple. No matter the platform, when you retail dropship and there's zero cost for you to list something, then you want to list as much as you can. At the end of the day, it's simple math. The more products that you have up, the more metaphorical fishing poles you have in the water, and the more fish you'll catch. It's not complicated, and I promise you, I'm not special. The reality is, I just list more than most people. That's all. Now, you can list from websites like Amazon using Prime, Walmart using Walmart Plus, or really any other website or any store where you can have the product in hand in 2 to 3 days. Poshmark gives you 3 days to ship the product out, and they actually do give you a few days after that. Once your 3 days is up, they'll warn you and give you a few more. But as a rule of thumb, list products that you can have in hand within 2 to 3 days max, and you'll succeed. That's why I suggest using Amazon Prime and Walmart Plus, because there's literally millions of products that you can list that are high quality, have good pictures, have good descriptions, and can ship to you very fast. When you list them, you want to make sure that you mark them up a decent amount too, because unlike other platforms, Poshmark fees are actually relatively high. In fact, I believe that they're the highest of all retail platforms, but don't quote me on that. I typically mark my products up about 60 to 75%, and yes, I still get plenty of sales. Now, I'm able to do this using a software called ZDrop. It'll be linked down in the description with a discount code that I've set up with them if you want to grab it. ZDrop copies products from websites like Amazon, Walmart, and dozens of others to Poshmark in seconds. It'll copy the title, description, and pictures, as well as mark your price up a certain percentage, so when you sell it, you'll make money and keep the difference. There's 2 ways I'm able to pump out hundreds of Poshmark listings every single day. One, I use the bulk feature on ZDrop, which basically lets you add dozens of products to a queue. And then the software will literally just list them all for you while you're doing something else. You don't need to be at the computer. Then all you have to do is come back to the computer, edit a few things around, and publish the listings. It's a game changer for drop shipping anywhere, honestly, and it will save you so much time. And 2, I have virtual assistants that list for me for as little as $2 an hour. Now, you can hire virtual assistants from many places, like Facebook groups, Upwork, Fiverr, and onlinejobs.ph. And since the cost of living in their country might be significantly lower, $2 an hour, for example, to list products can be an extremely desirable job. Not only is that a livable wage in some countries, countries like the Philippines, for example, but they also get to work from home on their computer with their families. And obviously, you can hire somebody profitably to list for you, so it's a win-win. Now that you're able to list lots of products fast, whether that's with the bulk lister on ZDrop or a VA or a combination of both, you're ready for the next step. Obviously, you want to continue listing products daily, but step 2 is to download a Google Chrome extension called Simple Posher. I've been recommending this $10 extension for years, even back when I was a reseller. It works great, and for the price, you can't compete with the results that it will bring you. Trust me when I say you won't do very well on Poshmark without it. Basically, what it does is share listings automatically, because on Poshmark it's very much a share for share culture, but nobody has time to sit there and share manually every second of every day. But your ShareBot does. I use it in many ways, but the two most effective ways that I use it are to share from my closet and to share from parties. By sharing my closet listings, not only does it put listings in my followers' feeds, but it also ranks my products higher, because the way Poshmark ranks products in search results is by newest listed. And when you share a product, that for some reason counts as editing it and relisting it on Poshmark, which will rank your products higher than everyone else's in search results. So for example, if someone searches Google or Poshmark for white wool gloves and you just recently shared your white gloves, your product has a greater chance to rank higher than all the other white gloves that have not been shared recently. It's a game changer, and it'll increase your sales a lot if you do it consistently. By sharing from parties, I know that those people will come back to my closet to share a product or two back as well, simply due to the law of reciprocity, which means my products will get more visibility to other eyes that aren't my followers, and hey, they might see something that they like and buy it as well. Both of these techniques have served me well for years on the platform. Try them out yourself and they'll work for you, assuming of course you're not that person that only has a few listings up. If that's still you, then your issue is still step 1. Finally, step 3 is to collect the sales and then rinse and repeat. When a sale comes in on Poshmark, you want to order that product to your house first and then print out the label. And I'll usually write with a pen on the actual label the product that corresponds with it when I print it. That way I know that when white wool gloves shows up at my door, they get shipped out with that specific Poshmark label that reads white wool gloves. It's not rocket science, but it is effective. And that's my simple 3-step process for success dropshipping on Poshmark. I've talked about this in several videos, and I've gotten some positive responses from people telling me that they're seeing success with it. But the vast majority of people are still sleeping on this untapped gem of a potential dropshipping website. Yes, you do need to relabel the packages, and yes, you need to take them to the post office, but it's not that much work and it's not that much time invested, and you can make good money doing it. You don't need to take my word for it though. Try it out yourself. You literally have nothing to lose but a little bit of time and effort, because you can list the Poshmark 100% for free. Now, I do recommend getting ZDrop and Simple Posher, of course. They'll help you list a lot more products a lot faster and get a lot more sales, but you do not need them to start.